At the beginning of the match from standing, I'm going to make sure that I grab my opponent's gi lapel before he grabs mine. And when I do that, he will grab my gi sleeve by the elbow. So with my other hand I grab his gi too, and then I take one step forward so I can have good base on myself. And then that's going to help me to get his grip off mine. So I lift one leg up and then I bring my elbow back. After I do that and he let go of my gi, I pull his hand away from me to the side and I go look for his back. And then I come in with my hips to do a hip toss. But my opponent defended that by posting one hand on the mat. So I'm going to counter that by jumping on his back and taking his back for the points. At the beginning of the match from standing, I'm going to grab my opponent's gi lapel before he grabs mine. And then he's going to grab my gi too, right by the elbow. With my other hand, I'm going to grab his gi sleeve. And then I'm going to pull my elbow away from his grip. After that, I'm going to pull his arm away and try to go for his back. I'm going to secure his back with my free hand. Then I bring my hips in and try to toss my opponent with a hip toss. But my opponent counters that by basing or posting one hand on the mat, and I'll counter that by jumping on his back, taking his back and making the points. At the beginning of the match from standing, I'm going to grab my opponent's gi lapel with my left hand. Once I do that, I'm going to take one step forward with my left leg, and then my right leg is going to come right behind my first leg. So my first leg is going to go right inside between my opponent's legs, trying or making sure that one of his legs are lifted on the air. And then what I do after that, I drop on my knee and look for his ankle for the takedown. An important detail on this technique is that when you set your opponent up for the takedown, always make sure that you hook his ankle with your hand. Don't grab his pen. It'll make it easier for you if you hook up with your hand his ankle. You have more power and it's easier for you to take him down. Always hooking his ankle with your hand, not grabbing his gi pen. Okay, let's do the same technique with a little more details. When I grab my opponent's gi lapel, I want to be careful with my wrist, because other than that he's going to put me on a wrist lock. So I want to make sure that my hand is loose with 4 fingers outside, and then I'm going to put my thumb inside. So when I come in, it's a 3-step. 1, 2, and 3 when I come inside my opponent's legs. And once I'm in there, I'm going to bring my elbow down and in. And then that way, it'll be easy for me to look for the ankle. Okay, a small variation from the last technique. When I grab my opponent's gi lapel, my opponent will always try to come on top and try to grab me too, but I'm not going to let him. And then he goes to the bottom, and then I don't let him either. So what happens here, right when I grab my opponent's gi lapel and he tries to go on top, that's when I take the chance to get in with my leg. So here is again, he tries to grab and I go in. And then I go and search for his ankle and take him down.